was only 80 years ago when the first electromechanical computers were first made. Between now and then, computer technology has evolved immensely. Possibly the biggest expansion has come from AI, also known as artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is starting to slowly take over the entire world, from everywhere in our lives, and computers to robots and many other jobs. How do I go back? One of the biggest new industries coming from AI is self-driving cars. Self-driving cars are becoming really well known, but also a really big concern to our society, as they can affect millions of lives all across the world. But in order to understand how self-driving cars work and how safe they can possibly be, you have to first understand how self-driving cars can work. So these are the 5 levels of autonomous driving. So level 0, which is zero automation, would be like a really old car with no driving assistance. Nothing is helping the driver. Level 1 would be driver assisted / function specific. Now, driver assisted would be like helping the car stay in the lane on the highway. Level 2 would be partial automation / combined autonomous functions. So for level 2, it'd be a more enhanced version of level 1, which is really basic, still staying in the lane and helping you avoid crashes by braking and stuff like that. Now, level 3 would be conditional automation / limited self-driving. Level 3 would be around the point that our self-driving cars are at right now, because you still need a driver behind the wheel, which is mainly what makes level 3 what it is. Although you can still have the car drive itself for a long ways in basic controlled environments. Level 4 would be high automation, which would be where you don't actually have to have your hands on the wheel. You could just let it drive, but that's also under certain conditions that are controlled. And then level 5 would be fully autonomous, where whether it's in like a blizzard or a rainstorm, you could have it drive freely. So the hardest part of making all this possible would be coding it, obviously, because in order to make it a car autonomous, you need multiple cameras and sensors that take data from all the objects around you and is able to interpret that in its own world and avoid crashes, drive on the road, follow all the traffic laws, and not kill people. So here's a better visual of what the 5, technically 6 levels of automation look like. In order to advance, or in order to code autonomous driving, you would have to make it so this person would not have to touch the wheel or put their hands, or touch the wheel or put their feet on the pedals. Although in level 4, for a better visual aid, you would not have to have anyone in the driver's seat. And so when coding this sort of stuff, it could also cause problems with legal issues where you don't know who is actually responsible for a crash if it were to happen. Where is it the manufacturer's fault because the car is driving, or the person's fault because they decided to use the self-driving car? Now, one of the concerns that I have about self-driving is the trolley problem. So the trolley problem is an ethical problem where you have basically a trolley on a track, and it's leading down a track with around 5 people that can't get off. If it goes straight down the track, it could kill all 5. But if you manually switch a lever, it could switch lanes but still kill 1 person. And so the ethical problem would be, is it better to just let the train ride and kill all 5, or manually switch tracks and kill the 1 person yourself? Now, this could play into self-driving cars, because if you were to be on a highway, say, and a car in front of you crashes, your self-driving car is the one that's responsible for the trolley problem, and it can either swerve off to the side and possibly kill the driver, which would be you, or it could crash head-on while trying to brake and possibly kill all 5 of the people. Now, this is one of the many ethical concerns that come with self-driving cars, but there are also lots of advantages that come to self-driving cars. So, in the future, self-driving cars can actually, instead of this, save lives, as many drivers today, the crashes are the driver's fault. And so around, I believe, 90% of crashes are at the human's fault. So with this in mind, there are around 37,000 crashes per year, and majority of these can be saved if there were to be a computer that was able to make a smarter decision that possibly the human wasn't able to notice and avoid the crash. And there are many, many more injuries that come that could also be prevented that possibly the human couldn't have noticed to prevent. And so with this, driving could advance to a very big industry that could save millions of lives, not just in the U.S., but around the world. And so right now, with all this in mind, I'm still really skeptical of where self-driving cars are going to go. But self-driving, although I am very confident they will be much better in the near future, I would like to encourage the progress of them, because I think they have a really bright future, but it's going to take a lot of years to come. And so maybe within the next 20 or something years, self-driving cars can advance to, say, a level 4 autonomous driving vehicle that we don't have to take full control of, and that can make smarter decisions than us. And so I encourage everyone to be skeptical of self-driving cars, but at the same time be excited for what the potential they have with saving lives and making a safer road. Thank you.
practice deliberately but also facing waves on the screen. So if you like practice with your feet, you could just stand big question. So towards the end, you said two things that I felt were kind of contradictory. You said you're skeptical about this technology in the future of self-driving cars, but then you said you hope that the technology will advance.
Yeah, I'm skeptical, but at the same time, I feel like we could get to a point where safety will be much less of a concern in the future.
Okay, so then I would have two. Like, one, why are you skeptical? You might want to answer that. I'm skeptical because, and then what do you think, based on all of your research and thinking about this, what do you think needs to be done to get to that place where the safety isn't that good? I think it's significant. So you don't have to answer that right now, but I would seriously consider adding that in there, because I think that's an important part of your talk, where you kind of look back on this and say, well, here's my take on that. So I think just making it a little bit more substantial would be helpful. Oh, the hook. I think the hook could be a little stronger. Because you're focusing on a particular type of artificial intelligence, self-driving cars. So I don't think you need to go so broadly as to talk about artificial intelligence in general, not to take it over. What if you started out by talking about some recent developments in self-driving cars? Right? In 2017, second set company released. Right, put a picture of it up. But also there have been some stories in the media about self-driving cars causing accidents, right? So you could mention that too. So if